Radiant team pick.
Alright, welcome everyone. Sorry I'm late. I am scrambling like crazy, and if I told you I was in a rush to get everything set up, that I think would be an understatement. But we caught the end of the draft, so we got that. We got Beastmaster, Witch Doctor, Lifesteal, Tusk, and Ember Spirit on Perky Pepperonis, Doom, Slaughter, Nature's Prophet, Lion, and Invoker on the side of Dragneel. We're in Group C action for the Dota 2 Canada Cup, Season 7. I'm Niz, you're watching NizCast, and we just covered basically all the important stuff, right? I think. Whew. But, of course, Dragneel, we saw a lot of them towards the end of the Open qualifiers. They made their way all the way through that, and made their way into the main qualifiers for the Manila Major, which, unfortunately, they ran into a little bit of disconnect issues on Mason, so that was rather unfortunate for them. So they didn't really get a chance to show their stuff up against Digital Chaos to earn that coveted spot at Manila. But without further ado, let's introduce our teams and our players. On our Radiant side, it's going to be Dragneel. We've got Clairvoyance playing the Lion. KYH is going to be on the Doom. Kataro is going to be playing the Slaughter. Bondi, or Bandy, is going to be on the Invoker. And Snaking is going to be playing the Nature's Prophet. As for our Dire side, it's Perky Pepperonis. A lot of these guys used to play on Boreal Esports, if you remember that team. We've got Monkeys Forever playing the Ember Spirit. Dad, or Pizza Dad, is going to be playing the Tusk. Nimble Navigator is on the Witch Doctor. I have no idea how I'm going to pronounce this, but whatever is going to hop into a Snowball as they're going to be playing the Lifestealer, and they're going to jump right on the Invoker here, and this is going to be First Blood. And last but not least, we've got Jeppins playing the Beastmaster. If you guys remember back to when they used to be, or when a lot of these guys used to be on Boreal Esports, Jeppins used to be a complete monster playing the Tusk. And looks like they're going to snatch up a Tusk this game, but it's not going to be Jeppins on, it's going to be Pizza Dad instead. Either way, both these players, they put on a show when they were on Boreal, constantly ganking, constantly just showing they had the stuff.
The battle begins.
It was really a pleasure to watch back then, but Pepperoni's going to start off one hero kill ahead here. As everyone's starting to take to their lanes, so I'm just going to take a quick sip of water here. I rushed so much to get set up here, I'm sorry. Alright. So in our mid lane, it's going to be Invoker going up against Ember Spirit. Top lane, it's going to be an off-lane Nature's Prophet going up against a tri-lane of Lifestealer, Tusk, and Witch Doctor. Once again, expect the Tusk to be the one moving around quite a bit. But given that lane, you might actually be able to rotate the Witch Doctor with the Tusk quickly if you do so. Off lane, in the bottom lane, it's going to be the Beastmaster. He's going to be going up against a Slaughter and a Lion. And we've got a Doom in the jungle. But we've got pings coming out in the top lane because Snaking's been slowed on up by that Lifestealer. We're going to have the Snowball come in. It's going to be the second kill on the board for Perky Pepperonis. Mid lane matchup looks pretty even so far through the first creep wave. Not much difference between the two there as Jeppins continues to push up and get as much XP as he can and try to force Clairvoyance back. This bottom lane's already pushing quite a bit.
Run.
Let's talk a little bit about these drafts and where their strengths and their weaknesses fall. Obviously, the Tusk on Perky Pepperonis is kind of a pick that we're not used to seeing anymore. We used to see it almost every game for a while there in the meta, and then it completely fell out of the meta, and now it's back again, I guess, maybe? Or it could just be Perky Pepperonis are so familiar with this pick that they're going to pick it up as it's going to net them another kill here in the top lane. The Snaking is going to go down again.
too soon. Bang!
But one of the things that Tusk is fantastic at is, of course, zoning out these offlaners and getting you kills on the offlaners. His roaming potential early on in the game is very, very high. As Jeppins now, he's overextended himself and he's been chased around, and he's going to pop a Fairy Fighter to stay alive for a bit. He's got a healing salve as well. Will he choose to use it? He will, as he's going to continue to juke through the trees here. Will he be successful? Doesn't look like it. Kataro knows that spot, and he's going to go there and fight. As you see, Jeppins just buying out his items before he died there, making sure not losing any. He was losing any gold. But Tusk very, very strong at those kind of early roam around ganks and getting those kills, and very, very strong in the mid game. He does have some value later on. Pretty much whenever there's a hero that gets caught, and primarily your hard carry. If they get caught and there seems to be some kind of burst or focus coming in from the enemy team onto your hard carry, you drop into the snowball and you can suck them into the snowball. Or even if there's a long CC used on them, you can bring them into the snowball with you and protect them for that duration. So Tusk will scale quite well in that regard, but he really shines in that kind of early game and mid game where he's able to move around and get some kills. Of course, going later into the game, we've got the Ember Spirit, which is going to be huge for them. The Lifestealer, of course, he's kind of the safe lane farmer. He's honestly on this lineup, I think the Ember Spirit's probably more of the hard carry here, but we're gonna have Pizza Dad come in. Nice ice shards in the mid lane, gonna trap the Invoker. They'll turn around and throw a tornado out, but it's gonna split the defense there, as both the heroes were backing away, respecting the TP that was coming into the mid lane. One thing that the Lifestealer really has going for him is the fact that they've got this Tusk. So the Lifestealer can hop inside the Tusk, and the Snowball is essentially just a free Lifestealer delivery system, similar to how you use Puck or how you use Storm Spirit. So the Tusk will give them that advantage as well, and then they're going to have long lockdown with the Beastmaster Roars. Speaking of the Beastmaster, KYH is going to be wrapping in from behind. Snake King's even going to TP in as well, as it's going to be a 4-man gank here on the offlane Beastmaster. They don't want Jeppins to get any farm or XP in this bottom lane, so they're going to punish him there. But Monkeys Forever TP down, and look at this. In behind, we've got a smoke from both supports from Perky Pepperonis, as they're going to come down and join up with this Ember Spirit and look for a return kill. And well, there's a few heroes in behind Kataro, but they are kind of far away, as Snowball's going to come in. Witch Doctor's cat's going to bounce around, but here comes the members of Dragneel as KYH pops that Scorch Earth and just runs at them. The big bad Doom's enough to scare them away, as Snake King and Clairvoyance were also coming in. So Perky Pepperoni's making a rotation there, maybe just a little bit too late to save their Beastmaster, and maybe a little too early before the heroes of Dragneel kind of dispersed and went to the different lanes. With Snake King TPing down to the bottom lane, that creates an open lane in the top, where Lifestealer's just free farming away. He's our leader right now at 34 and 13 CS. The opposing safe laner sitting at second with Kataro at 30 and 6, as we're going to have another TP in from Snake King as they look to put more pressure onto Jeppins. Tornado, Sprout, EMP, but we got Nimble Navigator and Pizza Dad in behind. So Jeppins will go down. Will they be able to get a return kill? The focus target's going to be KYH, but I'm not going to be able to bring him down. He's pretty tanky early on, even with not having too much armor, and I say that as he gets under the effects of the tower protection. Snowball in onto Clairvoyance, and Clairvoyance will escape with 80 HP, and now Monkeys Forever and Pizza Dad going to have to turn around. Clairvoyance will suck away a little bit of mana there, as Monkeys Forever looking to deny himself to Roche. And will he be successful? No. Kataro going to get the kill there. As we have our first kind of big item getting picked up this game, or I guess it's not really a big item, but it's not your starting items. It's going to be the Hand of Midas for the Lifestealer here. Quick jump around, see if anyone else has picked anything up. Just the phase boots up on the Invoker is what's flying. It's going to be an urn for him. As for Kataro, looks like he's going to be going for an armlet as his first item. Jeppins just brown boots, but he does have his Primal Roar up, so you got to make note of that. And look at this, Pizza Dad already picking up an infused raindrop. So once again, another player experimenting with those, and I really like to see that. I think this is a really underused item in the early game. But I guess that will remain to be seen if people are, and players are going to adjust to that and start picking that up. We also had the phase boots picked up by the Nature's Prophet as Perky Pepperoni's looking for a kill here. Going to see Clairvoyance. But it was just the Ember Spirit that showed himself. Of course, with the Beastmaster in the lane, I think that's enough for the Lion to be very, very scared. And here comes the Hawk, and uh-oh, Clairvoyance, you're in trouble. He's going to stun up the Hawk to try and get rid of that vision, but the snowball was already there as Clairvoyance is going to be attacked by these two boars and the three heroes as he's going to go down. Meanwhile, his teammates were rotating down, but they're a little late to the party. They're both smoked up, and it's actually a Doom and an Invoker. And look at that scan getting used on the minimap by Perky Pepperoni, scouting out this rotation. But Perky Pepperonis, they may be a little too late to back out of here. Tornado's going to kill the Ember Spirit, as Pizza Dad's going to get stomped by the Slardar, and the EMP is going to be there as well. The Perky Pepperonis make that rotation down there. They kill the Lion under the tower. They get a little damage in on the tier 1. And they had a good scan. They knew that that rotation was going to be coming. But they just couldn't get out of there. It ends up costing them 2, and one of them's their Ember Spirit. Definitely not ideal, but up in the top lane, Lifestealer still continues to free farm away. As it looks like we're going to lose our first tier 1 tower of the game. The bottom tier 1 here for Perky Pepperonis is going to go down. So a little bit of extra gold for now for Dragneel, as we got a bunch of TPs up towards the top lanes. They want to punish this Lifestealer for getting up there and attacking that tower, and oh, last auto attack will be enough as Clairvoyant's going to get the kill. Teleport coming in from Snake King. He wants another. He wants to get the Witch Doctor, and the cask bounces out, but maybe a little too early there onto Snake King, so it didn't have the opportunity to bounce to KYH. His Nimble Navigator will try to be just that, as he's going to juke through the trees, but not going to be able to escape. 8-4 now in favor of Dragneel, as they're off to an early lead right now in terms of hero kills, but that Lifestealer still sitting ahead at 66 and 15 CS. He's way ahead of anyone else in this game. I guess that's partly kind of countered by the amount of farm they've gotten on the Doom as a position 4. That might kind of even that up. But still, that Lifestealer could be very, very scary shortly. So I think slight lead for Dragneel right now, but Perky Pepperoni's definitely not out of it. They're very, very close right now. And that gold that the Lifestealer acquired by getting all those last hits, investing into a Hand of Midas, is going to allow him to get further ahead as this game goes on.
Almighty money.
KYH is taken to the high ground here. There's a few heroes from Perky Pepperonis that are scouting him out because the Hawk had complete vision of him. But Katara with his armlet finish will try to rotate down here and go on to Monkeys Forever, who will get hexed up. He does have a remnant down, but he's not going to be able to use it, as he just gets hit with the finger there from the Lion, and it's dead Ember Spirit once again. Monkeys Forever not having a great time so far. With, I believe that's the second. No, it's this third, actually. Death on the Ember Spirit. Okay, so the Invoker is going for a Hand of Midas. He's got the recipe right now. He just needs to deliver it. He's got the gloves on hand. And I think the next big item pickup we're looking for is the Slardar to finish his Blink Dagger. He's up at 1,800 gold right now. Once he has that, then Dragneel's probably going to get a lot more active on the map. And that's something that Perky Pepperonis are definitely going to have to be afraid of. I think Perky Pepperonis are maybe waiting on their Lifestealer to get the armlet before they start getting active as well. They do have decent 4-man, but it's not really ideal yet. They kind of come online a little bit later because I think primarily you don't want your Ember Spirit to be with the team. You want him to be doing a lot more of the split pushing action, and have the Lifestealer pair up with you. And like I said, jump into the Tusk and have him roll in with the Snowball and go for kills that way. And that's a pretty strong 4. but Dragneel certainly comes online a little bit earlier with their ability to rotate around. And Slardar now just about at that gold count for Blink Dagger. And there it is, getting picked up by Kotaro. As we're gonna have a 4-man smoke from Perky Pepperonis. Ooh, they're even gonna get a double damage rune here. Are they gonna leave it or are they gonna pick it up? They're gonna leave it, not giving any hints to Dragneel that they're on their way with the smoke. And Dragneel's grouped up right now. And they're going to smoke and they're going to run head on into each other. And the lifesteal's going to pop outside of that tusk. Didn't even need the snowball that time, as we've got 2 kills already going the way of Dragneel. It may be a third as they're going to try to go after KYH, but now they're going to have to turn around. They've got the Doom out on their lifestealer. EMP just burned off the mana of a bunch of them, as lifestealer and Beastmaster are going to fall there. Now it's a 3-on-3 action. It's Perky Pepperonis. They're the ones on the run. Monkeys Forever will jump back with a sleight of fist. Pizza Dad will successfully TP out as Monkeys Forever will bottle up that double damage, pop it, and take a couple sips, get his mana back up. As maybe he'll even look to re-engage here. He's going to jump onto Bandai. But the cold snap constantly stunning him up and he just can't move. So it's another death for the Ember Spirit as Perky Pepperoni, as they smoke into Dragneel. Dragneel ends up smoking up a little bit later, and then they run head into each other as they run uphill. But as we saw, it looked pretty even early on, but then it ends up in just that extra kill on the Ember Spirit. But with all those heroes dead, Dragneel choose to go for Roche here, and they're going through it very, very quickly. Perky Pepperonis are on their way in, just a little bit too late, so it's going to be an Aegis going on to the Slardar. And there's that armlet getting completed by the Lifestealer. So they went a little bit aggressive right before that armlet was completed. But now it is completed, so I think they'll probably be able to keep going and keep laying the aggression onto Dragneel. As we're going to take a quick look at our net worth, and oh boy, Dragneel already had 7,500 gold in this one. XP is pretty similar as well, 5,000 ahead for Dragneel.
Radiant structures are fortified.
As they were off to an early start in terms of being able to acquire farm on the map. They were losing out on their safe lane, and the lifesteal was kind of being left unchecked. But I mean, that's one of the trade-offs of having a Doom in the jungle farming. But we're going to have Necrobook completed by the Beastmaster as the tier 2 tower goes down in the mid lane. And Dragneel's going to stick around. They're going to go for this tier 3, or at least put a couple dents in it, as Boots of Travel completed by our Ember. And tier 3 is going down very, very quickly. Pepperoni's going to have to do something to defend here. Sleight of Fist going to come out for Monkeys.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But Dragneel, they're just staying back. They're letting the Treants do all the work, and this tier 3 tower is about to fall. Kotaro's a little bit below, looking for an engage there with the blink, as Lifestealer's going to hop on out of the Ancient. And here we go. Open wounds onto the Slardar as he's going to turn back and go up, meet up with his team. Death Ward, well placed by Nimble Navigator. Will get cancelled by Kotaro though, as he armlet toggles there to just barely stay alive, as he'll actually end up going down, but Aegis will respawn him in a second. KYH back to working on the racks as Perky Pepperonis, they've backed away, and we've got a buyback from the Witch Doctor, as now they'll look to defend his 4. Ice Shard's going to fly in. It's going to actually hit 3 heroes. But that's not going to send Dragneel back, because they're going to keep working on the racks here. And the melee racks is very close to falling here, as we're going to have an aggressive TP from the Lifestealer. He's going to get immediately crushed up by the Slardar, as EMP well placed will burn off all the mana of the Witch Doctor, but he'll be able to just use his stick to get a little bit of that back. But we've lost the Ember Spirit, and that makes holding here a lot more difficult for Perky Pepperonis. The melee Rax has fallen. Snaking going to try to TP away, and he will just barely be successful, as Clairvoyant gets a stun to hopefully help them disengage here, as he's now going to try to go for the same kind of play that Snaking went for with the TP, and he's going to be successful as well. 15-6 now. in favor of Dragneel. Snowball's going to try to catch up to the Invoker. Ice Shards! Oh, it's going to pass just right by him and not going to trap him in there. As looks like the Invoker's going to get away safely as well. As Dragneel, they're just showing how much control they have right now and how ahead they feel in this game. Just being able to post up just down outside of that base on the low ground, just letting the Treants do all the work on that tier 3 tower. And Perky Pepperonis, it's really hard to engage in that situation. As missed on there by Kataro. But Cold Snap going to stun him up plenty of times to allow them to get all the damage necessary to get the kill on that Beastmaster. So another kill on the board for Dragneel. And they're not done. They're looking for another as they jump onto Pizza Dad here. Orchid. And dead. But yeah, with basically the positioning that Dragneel was in, they were very spread out. They made a nice little arc outside of Perky Pepperoni's base, and it made it very, very difficult for Perky Pepperonis to really engage onto anything. It was just a Treants up on the high ground working on that tier 3 tower, and it's in that kind of situation, counter engaging is almost always king. So whichever team's going to jump in first is going to get counter engaged hard, and it's pretty much the second team that's going to be in the better position going into that team fight, unless someone really oversteps their bounds, really goes out of position, and then that results in the initial engage. That's the only exception, but for the most part, it's always the counter engage that's really going to be king, and it makes it very, very difficult for Perky Pepperonis to defend there. As once again, Dragneel, look at this concave, really good setup outside of Perky Pepperoni's base here, and they group up a little bit as they're backing to go to that high ground, but still it's far enough away from the tier 3 tower that they can afford to do that. As Kataro's going to jump in, he's going to get a crush, but immediately he's going to disengage. And here we go. Perky Pepperonis, they've engaged. We've got Doom casted up on the Lifestealer. Or at least I thought it was on the Lifestealer. Apparently not. But either way, Jeppin's getting very, very low, but they bring down the Doom. Pizza Dad's going to go down as well. So we've got a trade of support for support right now. Snaking tries to TP out. Doesn't work this time. And Clairvoyance also gets picked off. So 3 heroes dead on the side of Dragneel as Perky Pepperonis constantly keep charging forward, looking for more kills. The Slardar just barely able to blink away there from the chasing Ember Spirit. And now Invoker. Oh my goodness. OS Frog, please. Gives him a haste rune. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. What do we got? S4 here? Getting the haste runes whenever he needs them. Unbelievable. But a good hold there from Perky Pepperonis. They keep their tier 3 alive and pretty healthy as well. It's still just barely above half HP. But they're able to engage there and come out ahead and shut down Dragneel on that push. So maybe they'll think twice about doing it again. But once again, the initial engage was the Slardar jumping forward. He threw out that crush, and then immediately he tried to disengage because he knew the counter engage from Perky Pepperonis was going to be coming in, and he almost did it successfully. But then it turned into a little bit of a sloppy engage from both sides, or sloppy start to the team fight. But I don't even know who the Doom went off on. To me, it looked like it was cast on the Lifestealer, but it wasn't. So I don't know who it went on. But I'm missing a kill right now as Pizza Dad went down there. But I'll quickly bring up your items here so we can get caught up. There's been a flurry of action recently, but we've got an Aether Lens completed by Clairvoyance. Vlad's and Drums up on KYH. Kataro's got his Blink and his Armlet, which he's had for quite some time. The Invoker's holding on to an Aghanim Scepter. And we already mentioned his Hand of Midas and his Urn. Orchid's been mentioned as well, and Snaking he's since added on an Ogre Club and a Staff of Wizardry, so about halfway, and actually 3/4 of the way to his Aghanim Scepters. He's got almost 1,000 gold. As for Perky Pepperoni, he's got the Boots of Travel, and we've got an Engage in the bottom lane as well. As they're going to try to hop onto the Invoker, and there's that Doom getting cast on the Lifestealers. Nimble Navigator's going to get caught out here. And Perky Pepperoni's going to lose one. It's just one of their supports, and with the Doom being used here, oh, is Lifestealer? Oh, wow, they're still going to get the kill on Lifestealer. I thought he was going to get away there, but that's a big blow to Perky Pepperonis and their ability to defend high ground here, as the tier 2 tower has gone down. And Dragneel, they look like they were turning around there for a second. I thought maybe they were going to go back and check Roche, but he can't be up yet. As now they're going to take to the high ground, start working on this tier 3 tower, and now they don't have to step back and have that huge concave. But oh, this is bad. They get caught up in a huge ice shard from Pizza Dad, and perfect engage here from Perky Pepperonis. Unfortunately, with their lifesteal dead, it may not be enough. We've got 2 dead on either side as Monkeys Forever going to back away. And with low HP on a couple heroes here from Dragneel, looks like they may back away as well. So another successful hold from Perky Pepperonis. Well, they might lose their tier 3 here. This hero catapult just needs one more attack, and he was going to get it, but we've got a deny there from Monkeys Forever. And there's that Aghanim Scepter I was talking about getting picked up by snaking. As we'll quickly hop on over to Perky Pepperonis and see who's got what. As we mentioned the Boots of Travel, but then we had an engage, so up to 1,600 gold right now on the Ember Spirit. He is just holding on to a Ring of Health, so Monkeys Forever not too wealthy this game. As Pizza Dad, he's got his Tranquils and his Drums. Nimble Navigator just sitting with his Arcanes and a Bracer. So both supports not really the wealthiest either. His Lifestealer, he was off to a good start. He got that early Midas, added on an Armlet. Now he's gotten a Blink Dagger and even added on a set of, or not a set, a Basher. So he's going to be able to stun up his targets. Hopefully he's going to be able to stick on them a little bit better. But our last member here, Jeppins, he's got just a Necrobook 2. So not even Necrobook 3 yet, and we're 23 minutes in. But I heard an infest. And it's going to be inside a Dark Troll Summoner. And there's that Necro 3 getting picked up as Monkeys Forever and Snake gonna do battle in the middle of the jungle here. As Snaking's been, Monkeys Forever's been orchided up there by Snaking. And the Ember Spirit had no way to jump away, and it's another death for Monkeys Forever. So we switch on over to our kills, deaths, and assists. As here's our engage. As they're gonna jump onto Kataro, and they will find that kill, I think. That's probably going to be it, but never mind. We've got Snowball in the back lines here. We're going to go on to the Invoker. As Perky Pepperonis have just completely abandoned Pizza Dad here. He's off by himself trying to run away, and it's not going to be to anywhere safe. He's going to go down. We're going to lose the 2 heroes on Perky Pepperonis. Of course, we do have the Ember Spirit respawning in 5 seconds, so he'll be somewhat up to defend here, but oh my goodness, look at all these trenches marching down the top lane. The advantage of having that Aghanim Scepter, and they're going to immediately start beating away on the ranged racks because it doesn't regen. And now ping's coming out indicating that Dragneel's most likely going for Roche, and I believe they're probably going to be right. As KYH is at least going to scout it and see that it is there, and he's going to ping it out for his team. Yeah, I mentioned swinging over to the kills, deaths, and assists, and 3, 6, and 1 on Monkeys Forever. It has not been a good game for him whatsoever. And then Jeppin sitting at 2, 7, and 6. 2 real standout scores there. This has been kind of struggling along. Of course, you know, we've got 1, 5, and 11 on the Tusk, but he's not a core. It's okay for him not to have the greatest score. But certainly when 2 of your cores are really struggling, that's not a good situation. As Doom's going to get cast on Ember Spirit. I don't know how the heck Snaking had the range to cast that Sprout, but he did, and that's a dead Ember Spirit as Clairvoyance goes down somewhere else on the map, and Snaking taking a lot of damage there from the Death Ward. Nimble Navigator will get the kill there, and his cast bounced around between the Doom and the Invoker, but there comes Kataro. And there goes the Witch Doctor. As again, 3 heroes dead on the side of Perky Pepperonis. We're going to have a buyback from Nimble Navigator, as they definitely realize that they need everything they can muster to try and defend their base here. As the tier 3's down in the bottom lane as well. Pizza Dad getting stunned up. He's going to drop down to half HP. He'll toss in an Ice Shards, which just barely won't trap the Slaughter. And now he's going to snowball and jump onto the Invoker, where the Lifestealer's already smacking away at him. Hoping to get a kill here. Drops into the QQ walk, but Nimble Navigator, I think it's, or actually maybe it was Pizza Dad to drop the Sentry Ward. Either way, the Lifestealer's dead. He's going to buy back, and the Invoker, how is this Invoker still alive? I don't know, but he's still going to live. 140 HP, there we go. With the Sleight of Fist, they're going to get the kill. So the godlike streak has been ended. As Perky Pepperonis, it cost them a lot here in terms of buybacks to defend. And they want to get as much as they can on the heroes from Dragneel as they try to run away. It looks like they're going to score a kill here onto KYH, but I think that's going to be the end of it. As Kataro and Clairvoyance are both out of the fray. But we lose the melee racks in the bottom lane. And it keeps looking more and more grim for Perky Pepperonis, as we'll once again look at our net worth, and it's still going to take some time to update with that last fight, but it's over a 20k gold lead for Dragneel. XP is coming down a little bit, but still 7,500 XP lead. As there's really not much going for Perky Pepperonis in this situation. We do have a couple buybacks on cooldown. 3 of them are on the side of Perky Pepperonis, and of course just the one on Dragneel with snaking. So next team fight is going to be very, very difficult for Perky Pepperonis to hold. But if they're able to score Roche here and get the Aegis, that is going to be huge for their ability to team fight going into the next team fight. But we've got the Doom respawned right now. We've got 3 seconds before the Nature's Prophet's going to be up. Dragneel may be able to get here in time. Tornado's going to delay them a little bit. And here comes the Nature's Prophet. He's going to sprout, spawn some Trents, and run them into the Roche pit. And Roche still hasn't gone down yet. Kataro's going to jump in with a crush. PKB popped as well. And now, oh, Perky Pepperonis. They're just getting the floor wiped with them. And oh, this is just a disaster. Full 5-man team wipe. There was not much to be said about that team fight, but Slarar's going to pick up the Aegis. We're going to have a buyback from Monkeys Forever, as he's the only one left alive here for Perky Pepperonis, and they're just going to call GG. They're going to tap out of this one as Dragneel takes our first game of the night in a very, very decisive fashion.
Radiant victory.
As we'll see them again in our 3rd game of the night in our winners match. Perky Pepperonis, they'll be returning in our 4th match in the losers match. They'll be going up against the, well, whoever wins and loses in our next match. That's going to be Shazam versus Not Today. So that one's scheduled to start, I think, 7:15. So we are going to have a little bit of a break, probably about 20 minutes, maybe a little bit more than that. Break before our next game. Once again, guys, I was Niz. Thanks so much for joining me for this, for the game. And we've got plenty more Dota 2 Canada Cup action to come. So don't go anywhere. We've got 4 more games to go before we find out who's going to leave Group C and go on to the playoffs in the winners bracket, and who's going to go into the losers bracket. But guaranteed of 5 games tonight, so 4 more to come. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about 20 minutes.